Right, so this is just me going to be rambling about the same old blues going into the new year and the situation. Now, I knew going into the season, centre was an issue and defence was an issue. Now, defence actually has worked out better than I expected. And centre has been fixed by adding Bravo there. I just got Zegras. I added Penny, although he's going on the wing. Bavard, he now went on the wing. Got Eichel, New Hook, Bravo, and obviously Zegras is now there. I've got plenty of options on the wings. You may also hear some music. I should have that in because I find it gets a bit boring in videos hearing me ramble. I can barely hear it, but you'll be hearing it a lot clearer, I hope. So yeah, in goal, Type Raw. He's had the kind of year I expected. Very good from him. He has kind of burnt out lately, but he is also done at like 88%. Yeah. So obviously I traded off St. Pierre. He's doing quite well in Montreal now, isn't he? Not Montreal, Calgary. Yeah. Although he had. Oh, God, what? Oh, okay, yeah, he had a point 207 now. Okay, yeah, he's been all over the place, but he has not conceded. Although he played off it. Yeah. So. Other net goaltenders were AHL for the video to discuss them. We can actually briefly look at my AHL team, see how they're doing. For some reason, like the Lights like North Division or the Atlantic. Yeah, we're the Atlantic. Second right now, behind Hartford, which I want to say is Canadian. Is that Edmonton? Oh, Rangers. Yeah, I never got that. But yeah. Don't be careful. That's the summary of them. Now, defense. Now, I knew I had Sandino Nelson. They were elite. That was the question. The question was, how was everyone else going to do? Simonovic started out really strong, but he kind of regressed back into normal Permanovic lately. Kind of switched to around that second, third line with Punnett, who came in, had a couple of games in the second line, but didn't really gel with Wickstrand as well as I hoped. Sullivan. He's been solid when I played him, but nothing too crazy. But he's been solid. Zerman then got injured after not really selling too great. Malecki has been very disappointing. I thought he'd be quite solid, but not really done anything. Yeah, Zerman had a torn ACL, which has really set back his development. Don't question why he was playing C. He actually did okay though, somehow. Yeah, he was back at D and he was doing okay. Now left wing, Wickstrand has been the revolution. Right one, where's he playing? The answer, right D. He's coming for the Norris. Doesn't put up points, but he does well. That's what matters. Been swimming well. I've liked what he's added to that blue line. He's looked a lot stronger defensively. 6'8" as well. You're actually on the play and you see 6'8" Wickstrands pressing up against you on the boards. Yeah, you're fucked, mate. Nilstrop has been the breakthrough of the season. Now, I got Nilstrop last year off the Ducks, and he had an okay year. He was actually slightly doing what I expected. He put up 19 goals and 46 points. It was sort of just a continuation of what he was doing in Vancouver. Probably due to my questionable second line, though. But with what I've done with the lines this year, he has been on my first line. Not Scott. He's already at last year's point total, like, and we're already 47 games into the season. Like, he's getting a lot more assists than he has got, but that's to be expected. He is a playmaking one, and a very good one, apparently. So that went well. Solon has also had a bit of a breakthrough, although I think he's kind of tempered off lately. He's actually currently out day to day, so he's out for the next he had like a really strong period in the last couple of games. He's been putting up 1-point games, assist here, goal there, nothing special, but he's been good. I mean, he's on 2.4 till 2038, and yeah, you can see he's already at a career best points. He's had a breakthrough year. I expect that to continue when he comes back. Zane Wisdom, who I don't think many people are discussing. He's been exactly what I expected. Kind of fourth line minutes, gets a couple of points here and there. Sims okay. No real complaints at him. Maybe slightly expensive for what he offers, but you know, he's been what I expected. Comes in, adds a bit of grit and physicality to the bottom lines, and sort of how he goes. Giles Barbara though, why is this man good at C? I know some people are saying, oh, look at that, he got 6 last couple of games. Well, fucking 8 points in his last 5 games. Him, Nilstrop, and Alfaro has been a great line. Because you got Nilstrop playing the puck for Alfaro, and Barbo, who's just running all over the place, because he's a fucking cardio merchant. So yeah, he's been doing quite well. 48 points on the year with 47 games and 20 goals scored. Jonas Martins is having a great time. I'll probably transition him back to second or third line, but I honestly don't think I will. We'll see how bad that backfires me. Now, centre has been a hot mess. So, Bavard's went terribly. And then put him on the wing, didn't get many points because he was sitting solidly. Then broke his leg, so he's not going to be back till like March. So he's basically done till playoffs. Foster, he's shit. Sequels they just traded in. Newhook's been solid. For a finesse centre, he's not been getting many goals. A lot of assists though, sitting solidly, right at 7. See there, no real 2-point games, but consistently solid on plus minus and 7. He's been pretty solid. He's been kind of all over the place. He's sometimes on my second line, sometimes on my third line. So yeah, Lapede, who obviously just joined, he was on the wing. Took a while to get going, but he did get his first point for us against the Wild, funny enough. A really nice game there as well. LaRue has been on my 4th line. I refuse to get rid of this man. He has a purpose in my system. He wins the puck so well. Like if I go to his history, right, look at his takeaway numbers, which may not seem like a lot, but it is. He's actually got 4 in the first star this year. I don't know when, but he apparently has. Yeah, if you look at that, like last year it was 33. This year, he's given away the puck 18 times less and won it back 16. So he's improving on that ratio. That's really solid numbers, and that's what he adds to the team. And of course, the main man, the 38-year-old Jack Eichel, who, yeah, we're not going to discuss Eichel. Now, right wing, obviously, Lodier is here, but he's right AHL, so no one cares, mate. Morelli, I got off the waivers from Dallas. Played him in a couple of games where we had a few injuries. He actually did quite nicely for me. A couple of goals, a couple of assists. Kind of looks like he's been all over the place when he was at Chicago, never really settled there despite good results. Same with Florida, same with Dallas. Looks like it'll be a similar story here, but then just as he was getting some momentum on his side, as you can see, he had a fucking 3-point game against Arizona and got a goal against the Wild. He then does his rotating cup screen, and he's now missed the last, I think, 3 or 4 sims. So really, really poor luck for Buddy. He was finding a place on my 4th line, and then just as he gets his breakthrough, bloody injury. Poor kite, but yeah, he'll be in and around. He is sort of that traditional kind of stereotypical easy EHM winger that I think Rum and Osos describe when they're discussing fucking Alfaro, where it's like fucking you know, all speed, all shoot, no fucking else. But he does well enough. Manals has continued to be solid. This guy is honestly, people aren't discussing this trade enough about how good it was. Right? So when I traded for Manals, I was like, right, I need playmaking wingers. I've overlooked this. Oh, we gotta save. I'm sorry, bastard save at the worst times. And I think at the time LA was selling, or I was looking around at teams that I think I could snipe a fringe winger off. I was looking for playmaking wingers who looked good, and I looked at it out. He had like really good seasons in LA, and then for some reason they just buried him in their AHL. And I don't know why. He is really solid. Like look at this, like 30, 40 point seasons. I mean, I'll take that from the bottom 6. Like his attributes are special, but I've already said this. Attributes are not the full story. Like they're not. If you buy into attributes being the full story, you're a fucking moron. Like I'm sorry, you are. So I go to him. I'm like, hey, can I have an house? And he was like, sure. I was like, alright, I'll give you Gagnon. Now Gagnon had actually played quite well for me the previous season, but I didn't like him. He was a guy I was going to move on. He scored no goals in 17 games for LA with mostly a healthy scratch, and now he's at Rockford's AHL team. Contracted to Chicago, got waived down to the AHL. So I effectively gave up an AHL winger, who's he's having a great year for the Hawks' AHL team. But I effectively gave up 2 points in LA in 17 games for a guy who put 30 points in my bottom 6 last year and has currently got 26 and 47 for the year. Now he has been in and out, but look at that man. He's so reliable. You give him the puck, he does stuff. And the best part is he's 28. Now he is expiring, but I will be able to extend him obviously. Probably get him like 1 million, like 2-3 years. He's been so solid, and he's exactly what we need. You need guys like this in your system. I make this point all the time about wingers. People go, oh, you can replace him. Mate, Vidals was a fucking nothing player in LA. They overlooked him. I sniped him up. Consistent bottom 6 producer. You need guys like Vidals who are consistent where you need them and don't cost you a lot. These are the guys that I like to snipe. And as you can see with everything else, it has worked. Well, also, Kirill Marchenko is still here. How he keeps doing well, I have no idea. When he expired at the end of last year, I was like, okay, yeah, that's it. 19 goals, had a good year. He has obviously regressed, that's to be expected. He is fucking old. But he still keeps doing well. Tied him up for the year at 1.4 million. I won't be renewing him next year with those physicals, though. I'll probably give that role to Morelli full time. See what Morelli can do with Ronaldo. If not, just get someone else. Maybe go to LA for their 2020s because they always seem to do well in my system. And then, yeah, obviously the big two, Alvaro and Edmondson. Now, if you're wondering how Eddie has done, poorly is the word. My sort of second line again has been struggling for production, and it just gets worse. He's on course for a sub-40 season. So, yeah, he's not having a good time. But, of course, Alvaro, I mean, Alvaro will drown without Eichel, they said. Without Eichel, Sam Alvaro is a shit. I don't know, insert, Sean Morelli or something. Now, yeah, his average is slightly gone down. But I'm fairly certain I played this guy in defense when I was trying to tank, which ended up backfiring and somehow actually ended up making me better. So, he's been on the line with News-Drop and Alfaro. And it's safe to say Sam Alfaro is still here. No 3-goal game yet, but we're getting there. Very good in that line. Exactly what I expected him to be this year. Remember, he's still locked up to his 34, 35, so I've got this guy for the rest of his prime. I can tell you now, Sam Alfaro is a bloody good player. So that's kind of that. Update on King Kazu, by the way, since I know everyone is excited on how he is doing. By everyone, I mean me. He's had a quiet but solid time in the AHL, 14 points in 30, no cause for concern. He is only 18, let's not forget. He has got a long way in his development to come. He'll be 4 or 5 years, so I expect he's going to break through. I mean, he got 4 points against the Bruins in AHL. He got a hat-trick there. And he was only on the ice for 11 minutes. So, I mean, yeah, he's doing what I hoped. But yeah, that was kind of just a look at it. I didn't really change too much of the coaching. Jerry Clinton kept around, as I would expect. Now, as for the league, yeah, top of the West. Although I think that's kind of a false position, because I know the Avs had, I think, Polkinen down for a bit. Yeah, they had Polkinen down for a bit. You know, he's only just come back now, Polkinen. So, yeah, Avs are probably still the best team in the West. I'm clearly second on the regular season, but I think San Jose is probably going to do well in the playoffs. Looking at the West right now, like, I only really see me, Avs, or San Jose getting beat. Like, Calgary are imploding, they're going into the rebuild. Edmonton are not that good. Winnipeg are okay, I guess, this year. Chicago is somehow in there, but we've already seen they're false. Arizona's kind of resetting back to where they should go, and LA I just can't. Also, there was one concerning thing going for the Avs. 0-7 in the shootouts or overtime. Have fun in the playoffs, lads. As for the East, I mean, the East is a gauntlet. Look how close it is to, like, Washington down to, like, Toronto. Like, Toronto is one of those teams that I think if they were in the West, they'd be a solid, like, top 4 or 5 team in the West. But because they're in the East with really good teams like Washington, Buffalo, Carolina, Florida, Montreal, the Rangers are actually pretty good now. I mean, look at that, 9-1-0 for the last 10. They just had their unbeaten streak snapped. Who did they lose to? The Islanders. Oh well, can't win. That was actually their first defeat since they lost to Buffalo. So, like, I mean, Rangers are good now. You know, Columbus, I mean, they're going to sell, but they're a solid team. Detroit are looking to build something. They're not even in the playoffs right now, but they're trying to go all in. Pittsburgh has now got assets. Like, that's a solid 10 teams in the East. And, like, so Toronto are in there. I can see a lot of these teams going deep in the cup this year. Washington I can see, Buffalo I can see, Carolina with their weird system definitely can. Rangers, Florida, and Montreal can. Leafs might need a bit of luck given how close it is, but it could do it. Detroit's going all in. Pittsburgh's got goaltending now. The East is a lot stronger in depth than the West, that's for sure, but the question is whether or not the best of the West is good enough to win. Personally, I think it is. That might be controversial. I don't know. But I personally think we're going to see a Western winner. Either San Jose or Colorado, probably, because I got fucking Barbaro first line seed. There's absolutely no way I'm winning it. Sharks have just lost Havelite, but yeah, like, They should be fine. I think San Jose is building something really special. They might win it this year, but I have to be more convinced of them this year. They were already great in the playoffs last year. They made it past LA and then sort of just fell off against Calgary. Avs, I think we can come back well. But yeah, before I ramble on about the West and the East, that was just a sort of breakdown of my team. I think going into the deadline, I'm fairly happy with this team. I might, so this is my line right now, but when Bavard comes back, Louis will get dropped, Seagulls will move into C. He might be 4C, I might switch him and Newhook and Eichel around, see who gets the best chemistry at what lines, and then kind of move Bavard around. He'll definitely be third line, but whether or not it'll be with Eichel, Newhook, or Zegras. Probably Eichel and Newhook, because Zegras will be playmaker, so he'll either be top 6 and McCain will drop around. I don't know, I'll switch. First line solid. Second and fourth line, once Bavard comes back. Obviously, Morelli's in, I'll put him for Marchenko, see what clicks, okay, what doesn't. Defensively, I'm happy with that. I think Zerman coming back, he'll slot him for Punnett. I'll then wave Lenecki down. Southern will probably stay first line, I've got a place to him. Maybe I need a backup goaltender, but honestly, I'm fine with Lebe. He is shit, but I mean, they don't need to be. But yeah, that's the sort of look at the Blues going into the deadline.